T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Can we talk? Come on and talk to me.
Come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name.
Maybe this will help.
Maybe it will.
For sure it will.
There it is.
Listen, I'm gonna let in honor of what today represents, I'm gonna let Mike open up the show today. Go for it, brother. Bishop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Maybe This Help the Podcast, where we talk about relationship talk you could relate to. Now, that's not just romantic relationships, that's platonic relationships, that's familial relationships, relationships with God. You know, it's any relationship you can think of. Situationships, PlayStationships.
Golly.
You know, we get into all the ships here on Maybe This Help the Podcast in hopes that maybe what me and my brother Donovan discuss here on the show, of course, with the audience input, will help somebody somewhere. Best beware of my crew.
I don't regret it. I don't regret letting you do that because we got to shake it up every now and then.
You do.
Goodness gracious. But golly.
Did you get my text?
Nah, man. I was enjoying myself. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ladies and gents, come on in. We're about to get the show started as we usually do on Sundays here at Maybe This Help the Podcast. We start with something exciting or something great that happened in K-Dub said, good job, Mike. See, K-Dub, man, you should remember, listen, this is what I used to do back when it was just me and brother Kerry. This was my stilo. And thank God for brother Donovan here that came in with on the technical side and took the helm. And we're blessed to have such a studious, debonair,
Wow.
classy,
Wow.
God-fearing, single brother in the Lord.
Unavailable.
Co-host, unavailable, he says. Co-host here on the podcast.
I had one of my friends. Listen, I have not used that label. I had one of my friends use that label. They're like, you're unavailable.
Wow.
Once I got past all the specifications of what I was explaining, like technically in the dating world, that's what it comes down to. It's like, oh, all right, I can't fight it.
That's what it is, and that's what it's gonna be.
Either you can purchase and take it home now, or there's a waiting list. I don't know.
Is there a firm? Do they have a firm or Afterpay?
Golly, ain't nobody on the list. It's fine. God is good. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, for some of y'all who celebrate Happy Resurrection Day, I thought by asking Mike to open up the show. He's going to give you guys a short sermon.
Oh,
That's
nah,
not what we got though.
nah,
Yeah,
not at
whatever that
all.
LA sign is upside down on that hat,
Listen,
he means he's here for something else.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
All right, man. We're not going to delay the process, though, ladies and gentlemen. We're here today. I don't know. We've been switching up how we start the show. It went from the best part of our week to then go into what have we learned this week.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what Mike is comfortable with, honestly. So
it changes, brother. You know that.
what should we do today just to ice break and open up the show? Not like we need it, but
Yeah, for sure. Nah, so best part of my week was today. Me, my sister, my wife, my son, and his best friend. They basically been at the house all weekend. One big familial sleepover. So this morning, I have been wanting to start Bible studies with the family. So I thought to myself, what better day to actually put that into action than Resurrection Day. And so we all met up in the living room, sat on the couch. When we first started, we went around the room individually and just shared what Resurrection Day or Easter meant to us individually. And it was great to see all the different walks of life, from teenagers to females that have been through different things in their life to me. And it's great to see everybody's response and what today meant to them. And then what I think was really dope that God shared with me to do was, at the end of it, I asked the question. I'm gonna pull up the exact question, but I asked the question to everybody individually, and we went around the room again and we answered that question. And the things that came out, I think, really ministered to us all, bro. And it was unplanned, it was unscripted, and I think sometimes that's the best way to receive is when it's not your norm. You know what I mean? It's outside of the box of the things that you normally would do. Okay, so the question was, bear with me, and if I can't find it, then I'll just paraphrase. Okay, it don't look like I can find it. Damn, that really sucks because it was so good. But here it is. So the question was, what in your life feels dead to you right now? Since we were talking about Resurrection Day, we all went around and we talked about different areas in our life that feel dead that we would like to, rise again, give life back into. So even from Denim, Tyler, they shared some really deep things. Everybody was damn near in tears, and we prayed about those things, and it was good. It was just a good bonding moment, man, that really set the tone for the rest of the day, honestly, bro.
all right. I ain't mad at it. I love it, man.
Priest is crazy. That's crazy.
Listen, the Bible say, you the priest at the home, man. Handle your business. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you for putting the little family together and making sure that today was a good day of reflection on one of the most significant things that's happened in human history.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
All right, brother. What you got? What you got? Best part of your week? Learn this week?
Next Friday is my birthday, so that's where I'm at.
Fwin.
Yeah, man. Next Friday is my birthday, and I have not 56. Really thought.
No, sorry.
Let me take another sip of this since you want to play games tonight.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, let me play.
Man. This here we go.
No, we about to be 46 up in here though, but I haven't really had time to really think about what I'm gonna do for it and whatnot. And I'm not a big birthday celebrator anyway. But I did do a little bit of reflection. And for those of you guys who don't know, who are just like joining us for the first time, I do have a new book coming out June 9th. I will be doing a formal announcement on my Instagram on the day before my birthday. And I'm working on a TV show with one of my good friends, based on another podcast we used to do called Imagine Faith. So there's some things that are in the works, and I'm just happy because I've been calling this my establishment year. You know what I'm saying? Getting established in some areas because you know, time and chance happen to all of us, and this is the season I'm in. That's why I'm taking full advantage, which is one of the main reasons why I'm unavailable when it comes to dating right now. There's something much more important at hand, and so just prioritizing that. Carrie, appreciate you. She said happy birthday. Thank you for that. Nah, it's not the 4th, it's the 10th. What up, McJellin? Good to see you. Carrie said, that's great, Mike. Way to lead your family.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying.
All right. So listen, I see you guys online. Ling, I see you. Amen. Ferg, happy Resurrection Day to you. Erica said that's a great discussion question, bro. So I guess that's me and him gonna be talking about that on Tuesday when we have our brother time.
Yeah,
right. You are live on Instagram. All right, cool. Well, then let's go ahead and get into the show, bro. All our platforms are up. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We're about to get into today's show. I today want to have a little bit of fun. I want to open up, but I'm gonna open up by telling you guys the title of the show. If nobody's ever looked at it, like Mike doesn't, how to test your boyfriend or girlfriend. Jesus. Okay. How to test your boyfriend or girlfriend. And the reason I want to bring that up on today's show is because I think that some people say, don't do that. But how many of us are doing it and don't know that we're actually doing it? There is a verification process, right? So before the show, I took a minute just so we can have a baseline conversation here. What is a test? A test is a procedure, examination, or trial used to determine the quality, performance, value, or presence of something.
That's good.
So for a lot of people, they're dating them or the dating experience is nothing more than a test. It's a series. It's a series of tests intended to reveal the quality, the character, the ability of a thing or a person. And I want to talk about the pros and cons of that and how that can become toxic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If approached from, you know what I'm saying, a damaged place, it can become if it's coming from a toxic place, or how it can be very healthy.
For sure.
Depending on how you approach it. So, Jenna said, test for what? Honestly, for some people, it can be a test for a lot of things, but mostly it's a test for partnership.
That's
testing the fabric of a person for partnership. And one of my friends, we were talking about this the other day before we even get too deep into the show about last week's episode when we talked about why did you choose me? Or that was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, it's like, oh, you didn't choose me because you loved me. You chose me because you felt like it was time to have kids, or you were established, and you know what I'm saying, you saw me, it's like, okay, this is my time. I wasn't looking to marry you. I was looking to get married. And so we had this discussion, and it came to the point to where we're talking about Christians, right? And how a lot of them gave some pushback about, I want somebody like you did on the show. I want somebody to marry me for me. But one of the most common things for a Christian to do before they get married is ask God. And so we went a little bit left and said, well, in most cases, that person is marrying you because God told them to.
Yep.
So you didn't really marry them for them. You married them because God told you to. So that's in that form of an arranged marriage. So we're playing with this conversation a little bit, like kind of serious, kind of not serious. Yeah. Because, you know what I'm saying, ultimately why you step into a thing really determines how when the tough times come, you refer back to that why to help you push through. And so, you know, the why can shift and change over time and whatnot. We wasn't taking it too serious, but it was a great discussion to have, because some of the things that we will put 10 toes down on when it comes to why I'm getting married, who I'm getting married to, so many things don't hold up to even a good deep conversation. When you start unpacking who taught you that, unpacking what's the real value in it, unpacking why does that mean so much to you, it's not built on anything but an echo of people from your life that's told you you should just do this, but you never questioned it. Some things that we live, some of the theories, man, and theologies we live on do not hold well up to questioning. So we're gonna have a discussion tonight.
All right.
I like that. Jessica said, I'm testing the ability to be around without disturbing my peace. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that too. Rashana said, I trust God to strangers. To stranger, hook me up with my partner. Arrange, hook me up with my partner. Listen, and at the end of the day, what I hear is that I believe God is telling me to marry this person.
Yeah.
Or some people ask God, can I marry this person? I believe I got a yes. You know, and ultimately, as I deal in a circle of people who are not innate believers. They don't come from a household of Christianity, right? They come from different religions or none at all. And so it's beautiful that I get to have conversations with those kind of people because I'm a questioner myself. And if a lot of us ask, like, we have been brought into this faith with a script.
For sure.
Not really led into a relationship.
Yeah.
And so we just know what to say, but not why we're saying it. And we don't really have a relationship with the one that we're talking about.
That's good.
You know, and it starts to show up, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you are so-called trying to minister to somebody or disciple them. It's more pressure driven because you don't have any personal evidence to offer as insight into, hey, have you considered this? It's all like you got, you know what I'm saying to you? So anyway, I think it's just worth saying, especially on this resurrection celebration. I'm not gonna say Resurrection Day because you know how the calendars and stuff get all messed up. But on this reflection of the resurrection, the relationship is one of the most important things, if not the most important thing that we should be aiming for. But until we get there, this is gonna be a hell of a switch. How to test your boyfriend or girlfriend, right? So you guys already know how I feel about the title of boyfriend and girlfriend anyway.
Yes. Or do they? For those that are just tuning in.
For those who are just tuning in, after a certain age, I just don't see how necessary it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I also believe that wanting one could actually create an unnecessary pit stop on the way to marriage because you're trying to formulate something of deep value that has no covenant or covering attached to it. It's just an agreement between the two of you.
Yeah.
You know, and at the core, that's fine. But I think oftentimes boyfriend or girlfriend is being brought up in a conversation with husband and wife, and you're like, yo, they are nothing like each other. Those titles hold nowhere near the same weight, nowhere near the same expectation should be had. It's not a husband junior. It's not. You're either my husband, my wife, or you're not.
And that's crazy because I'm wondering now that you're saying all this, and I don't want to go too far off topic, but I'm wondering now that you're bringing that up, is the divorce rate so high because people are treating their marriage like they treated their boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, and not giving it the respect and the honor and the reverence that covenant is due, because you treating it like you was treating it right before you got married when you was just boyfriend girlfriend.
And so the thing about it, like what you're saying, if it was an actual thing of significance, I would not need to treat my boyfriend, my girlfriend, like my wife or my husband. I would treat them like a girlfriend. I would treat them like a boyfriend. But because it's really nothing, you're treating your boyfriend like a husband because a husband is something and the boyfriend isn't. Now, again, I'm not against it. I already told one of my friends, like, under the right circumstances, when you like somebody enough, you'll make accommodations.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to. Under the right circumstances, I might be on the show talking about I got a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying to you? But
yeah.
So to answer your question, do I think that's the reason for the divorce rate being so high? I do not. I think that lack of being able to communicate why you want it. Because that goes into anything you want in a relationship that is potentially romantic or a marriage, not communicating properly why it's important to you. Or anything, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that in life, when you get into a marriage, I think that divorce rate is I think it adds to it. Let me just say that, because there's so many different components, so many different nuances, not one answer, but we are all in another lane today. Golly.
Yep.
All right. So Rashonda said we too old for that.
Right. I get it.
Oh man. All right. So let's do this, man. I just want to have a little bit of fun to start the show off. One good thing I like to do to test a person's recoil when they get angry is to have a little fun with them after maybe we've exchanged some words of disagreement, just to see how deep they fall into their emotions when a disagreement happens. If this right here that I'm about to show you doesn't pull them out of it, for me, they might have just failed that test.
Why you wanna fight with me, baby? Wouldn't you rather make love tonight? Tell me why you wanna fight with me, baby. Let me show you I can make it right.
So if you couldn't read the caption at the top of the video, it said after her arguing with me. How serious is that argument and that disagreement? It's good to test or to verify the recoil associated with your partner being in disagreement with you and they fall into their emotions. What do you think about that video? He decided to go dance up on her and just kind of like, hey, we're good.
Yeah, I like the. So here's what I like. I like the heart posture from where, like, I like the point of view he was coming from. Like, I'm just showing you, like you just said, we're good. There's no point to, you don't got to be angry. You don't got to be upset. But I think it's also important to, if your partner has certain boundaries that have been communicated, like, hey, just give me about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, let me process, and then I'll be good. I think it's also good to respect that. Because if that's because if we communicated that already, and it's no point to test the recoil. You already know what it's going to be.
You don't need 30 minutes. What you talking about?
God, dog.
Come on, baby.
You gonna get this lap dance.
Let's get past it. And so here's the thing, right? Like McJellen said, she said, what a fun relationship. I'm not saying that either one of them are wrong for wanting to recover faster than the other one, or let me take my time. That really got up underneath my skin. What I am saying is that a complementary recoil might be beneficial. It might be something you guys might want to work towards.
Yes.
Because staying mad or not, even if you are mad about something and you can't get yourself out of it.
Yeah.
That's something to have a conversation about. You know what I'm saying to you? Because as my mentor told me, every moment that you spend in a mental state that you don't enjoy is a moment taken away from your life. You know what I'm saying to you? So if I am angry, I have to recognize that the clock is ticking. Life is leaving me in this anger. Hold on right quick. Yours ended too, huh? Your live ended on Instagram?
Did it?
It looks like, yeah. It says mine did.
Mine didn't. It says I'm still going.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna reset mine, but I
wonder if it was the song in the background.
Dang, that's crazy. It could have been. All right. Anyway, let me run back through this again. Well, actually, while I'm doing this, what do you think, bro, about kind of what I'm saying about the complementary recoil and how necessary it is?
No, I definitely feel like it's definitely beneficial. If you can, your partner matches that type of energy with you. It makes for a how can I say this? A more seamless type of relationship when you guys do get into sticky situations or uncomfortable conversations. I don't necessarily feel like everything has to turn into an argument, but if you guys do get into some type of disagreement, if you can bounce back just as fast as I can bounce back, then we can move forward like it's no big issue. And I feel like being in that type of relationship myself, I can definitely tell the benefits of it, as opposed to being in other relationships where I got to wait a week for us to talk again. Or, if you do say you're okay, you're not really okay, because now you moping and one word answers, and talking to you is like trying to pull teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not fun. Come on.
And you know what? And it's not everybody's cup of tea. Fun is not everybody's priority.
Yeah.
And again, now this is him and his wife, right?
Yeah.
The beauty of this is that oftentimes what I've seen from people in marriages is that when they have disagreements, one thing doesn't come to mind. And that one thing is that we're not separated. You're not leaving me. And I think that allows what he did in this moment to penetrate. He wanted to have fun with her and dance on her and kiss on her, say, babe, we good. Because he doesn't have to fight against, you're gonna leave me. Everything before marriage,
it's a toss-up.
it's a valid paranoia.
Yeah.
Like every argument could be the end of dating. Every argument could be the end of boyfriend and girlfriend. And so there's a fear, there's an extra layer of like really sticky fear associated with arguing and having like deep emotional disagreements prior to marriage, because you don't know if this person's gonna say, I'm done with you. But in marriage, for better or for worse, seems to sit at the surface of the heart. And people are like, you know what? I know we're not getting no divorce, so let's get past this.
Yeah,
come on over here. Let's make love
and get past it as quickly as we can. Because why are we gonna just sit and let this fester? And now in your mind, you over there making up scenarios in your head. I'm making up scenarios in my head, and all along we could just say what's on our mind, come to some type of agreement, even if we agree that we can't agree right now. But we don't got to be angry and upset with each other. Like I feel like that's pointless. But so what do you think? Go ahead.
I'm about to ask you. So how does that translate though before marriage? If this is your boyfriend or girlfriend that you get into a disagreement with, and you see that they stick with their anger, they stick with their sadness, would you consider that a red flag, or is that something that you should, if you really like them, you try to work through?
Damn. So in the past, I've tried to work through it, but now been in the marriage that I'm in, I feel like, that's something that is needed. Somebody that can have that bounce back, or at least express to me, hey, I'm in my feelings right now. I'm not mad at you, but I need a second to process. Give you a kiss, mwah. Okay, at least I know we good. Smack on the butt, boom, we on. You know what I'm saying? But slamming doors and giving you the silent treatment. I'm like, who said that we too old for that with the boyfriend girlfriend? I feel like we too old for that. Why we staying mad for 2 and 3 and 4 days?
And so I think that the part that's a struggle though is that some people, it's not that they don't want to get over it. They can't. Some people they drown in their own emotions. And I don't like to badmouth those people, because sometimes that's just a lack of a skill set. No one ever taught me how to get out of this. Some people say just let it pass. And of course that will happen, but for some people it's been 4 years and you're still angry.
Woo. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? And I want to offer a bit of help to that. There's ways to recoil faster, and not in a reckless way. Not recoil to the place to where you totally disregard how you're feeling. That's not what I'm saying as far as a recoil. Recoil could honestly just mean that you know how to grab the necessary pillars of what you guys created and lift this thing back up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying to you? And let it, instead of thinking it's all crumbling.
I was gonna say, before you put that up, does that mean like this situation right here with this couple, does that mean because they're smiling, because they're dancing, because they're kissing each other, does that mean that the issue has been resolved? Or does it simply just mean, hey, we can talk about this and still be in a good mood? We can have this same conversation and then not have to come to raise voices and things we don't mean and things of that nature.
When his wife was looking at him, the way she was looking at him after they had this argument, and he turned on the song and started dancing on her, what it signified, that was the most important thing, is that we're on the same team. And I think that's what people forget when arguments happen. A disagreement or an argument doesn't mean that they are the ops now. They're not opposition just because you guys have some opposition in the moment or disagreement. And I think that that's what happens when you can go from loving on somebody, kissing on somebody, to having an agreement to cussing them out. Somewhere in your mind, they shift from lover to enemy.
Ooh.
And you have to ask yourself, dang, why is that such an easy thing for me to do? Because if it's, you know what I'm saying to you, and I think that that's a personal conversation you have to have with yourself, but at the same time, when your partner is extending that olive branch, remember the heart of the person that you're dealing with. Like, I think that if nothing more, that dance on her and that kiss was just like, we have disagreement. We're going to talk through this, but we're going to talk through it like partners. We're on the same team.
Yeah. I got a question for you.
Yeah, bro.
Ali said this a little bit further up. Ali said, if he can dance, absolutely, but not after an argument. That indicates he doesn't respect me nor take what I say seriously. So what do you say to, a woman or a man that feel like, are you joking right after I was just serious? You clearly are not thinking about what I had to say or care about what I had to say.
If you're in a dating phase, that is incredibly valuable data to have gathered.
But in a marriage,
you should have got it before the marriage. You should have known this. Should have pissed her off before y'all got married to see. Now, what I'm saying though is that in the dating environment, if you go into it not knowing what you really want or what you're looking for, everything starts to seem acceptable.
Bruh, tell me about it.
If you go into it with your goal in mind is only just to please that person, you'll find yourself purchasing and invested and attached and committed to things that you don't really enjoy, and now you got to do it for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying to you? So in the dating environment, you have to, if that comes up, you have to ask yourself like, oh shoot, like this is how they tend to handle, you know what I'm saying, conflict resolution or critical conversations, or you know what I'm saying, this is how they do it. I don't want to judge how they do it. I just have to ask myself, can I do this way for the rest of my life? And you're like, well, that's a bit dramatic. It doesn't have to be like that for the rest of your life. Well, they're showing you something. So if she's not in the mood to play around that, then have the conversation. Like, do you always process things, Or after you guys get through that last disagreement, at some point ask, do you always like take a while to processing like that? Because that's what you want to know about a person, because life is going to continue to throw things at you. And if this is how they process, like my mentor says, you are dating the mentality, not the man, not the woman. You're dating the mentality. And so that might be what you're going to have to, for lack of better terms, deal with in an actual marriage.
And why and it's so interesting that you just brought that up, because in my mind, I'm thinking, when you go to work and your boss piss you off, you don't tell your boss, I don't want to talk to you right now. You may have a whole nother meeting you have to have with your boss right after they piss you off, and you go in that meeting with a smile, and of course, and I can get that done for you. So why you can't do that in your relationship? Why does it take 3 and 4 days for you to process, but when you at work or when you with your girls or something like that, you can get over it immediately? Or hell, when your dog chew up your couch, you mad for 10 seconds and then he back on the couch licking you on your hand. You know what I'm saying? Why can't the relationship get that same amount of grace?
I don't think that people get over it at work. I think they immediately start looking for another job. They just don't say nothing. They just smile. They probably smiling and happy because they know they're about to leave. They're about to get free. You know what I'm saying? So don't mistake a smiling face and a good demeanor for reconciliation.
I think that people do smile, and I think that people do that because they know they're still getting a paycheck. So it's certain things that people are put up with in a work relationship because they know the benefits of putting up with it.
I just had a conversation with a friend about the difference between a toxic romantic relationship and a toxic relationship with your boss or workplace toxicity. And they can produce the same kind of hardness inside of you, inside of your heart and inside of your mind. Right. But I will say that just because it looks like someone is respecting their boss, it's always good to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Because, that first scenario, I'm living it, or I've lived it in these last few years, to see people come to me and confide in me about struggles at work, and they'll show up doing their work, probably do even better work, but the plan is still exit, and they're already actively doing that. Right. When it comes to the dog, people's pets are like their children. So they have a reserved set of patience for them, and that's just the way some people are wired. Can they have that for their partner? They could, but here's the difference. And I'm gonna go back to this a little bit of psychology. People don't believe that their pets will ever leave them. And that's why they have a heart for them the way that they do, because this is forever mine. The reason people start to lack patience and compassion and empathy for a person, let alone their partner, is because there's always that fear that they might leave me. So they have to make sure they'll be good in case this person leaves me. If it starts to hurt too much, I have to just come back and take care of myself. People don't treat animals that way because they don't believe animals will ever leave them.
Interesting.
There's something about feeling like being in an environment where you feel like you can be left, that we have to, that it benefits us if we take, it benefits us if we take the moment to deal with the fear of being left out, forgotten, alone, and be able to be okay. Understand that does not dictate my destiny. that allows us to deal better with disagreements, I think.
I can dig it.
Erica said that's unhealed trauma that needs to be processed and freed up. Choosing to not let go and move on from an argument shows one, immaturity, and two, signs of manipulation. So let's talk about this for a second, because one of my friends did say that the guy wanting to dance on her after an argument was really just a guilt. It was a guilt striptease, because he was the one that was he was wrong, and now he's trying to like, oh, babe, don't even worry about it. Let's just make a love. Let's see, because he was in the wrong. So yeah, you do have to watch out for a bit of manipulation when it comes to that, because regardless of what Babyface said about we got a way that's better than words, don't let people get out of having necessary conversations by being funny or sexy.
For sure, conversation should definitely still be had. But if you got to worry about, listen, if you got to worry about your partner dancing on you being manipulated, your husband or your wife dancing on you and it being manipulation, you got bigger fish to fry than whatever that argument was about. God, dog. If I got to worry about Janae being nice to me being manipulation after an argument, then we got some deeper conversations we need to have.
And sometimes you do, man. Sometimes
you do. Brother.
Sometimes you do, man. That's all I can say. Sometimes you do. We marry people that we don't even really trust, and so here we are.
Oh God.
We do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We marry for different reasons, and sometimes it's not because I trust you, or sometimes it was that I trust you, but your behavior different. Your behavior recently has just been a little different, and so now I'm starting to question if I should keep trusting you or not.
Yeah.
We're trying to say, well, we don't have enough context of their relationship. Listen, we never have enough context on this podcast. We be making it up as we go, but still coming to some really solid conclusions at the same time.
For sure. Yeah.
All right. So let's finish this conversation about how to test your boyfriend or girlfriend. Yeah. This one might be a little diabolical, but I hope you guys are ready for it. Jesus, let's do it.
Question for the girls. If you went to the strip club with your man, would you rather him go for a dancer that looks exactly like you or absolutely nothing like you? And don't say it doesn't matter, because it does. I'm so serious. Which one is worse? Question for the girls. If you went to the strip club with your man, would you rather him go for a dancer that looks exactly like you or absolutely nothing like you?
So I want you to answer as is. I know that most of our audience are not strip club patrons, right? Yeah. I have a twist for them, but go ahead and answer as is.
I'm not a strip club patron, so you gotta
use your imagination, Michael Hemsworth. If you took Janae to a strip club and you said, babe, you can get a lap dance from any of the fellas in here, would you rather her pick someone that looks close to you or someone look nothing like you? How would that make you feel? Ferguson says someone like looks like me. What's wrong, Mike?
Because I don't care. I don't care. I like not even in the smallest minute amount would I say, oh, Sid, he kind of look like me. Okay, she do got a preference. Or he don't look nothing like me. I wonder if that's her type.
That's just not where you are.
Okay. I don't think I've ever been there, bro. Honestly speaking, I don't. That doesn't resonate.
I'm shocked though, because I know that you shared on the show before about certain insecurities that you've had in your appearance, but
for sure. But I feel like those insecurities are not comparable to somebody else. They're just my insecurities.
Got you. All right.
What about you? Hold on, brother.
Ali, no, I'm for sure answering. Ali said he better ask for the one who is hotter than me. Jessica said the one who looks like me.
Why?
We're gonna get into it. Your wife said, "Yuck, I throw up." Okay, so I got something for y'all. Shauna said, "Nope, go with Barbie." Carrie said, "Why are we taking this test?" I'm gonna tell you why some people want their partner to take this test, right? Okay. So let's get out of the strip club, right?
All right.
Let's go to the gym.
Okay, good.
Pretty much the same place these days.
For sure.
Okay, we're on the same page now.
Yes.
We're talking about they don't go to strip club. 24-hour fitness.
It's the same thing.
Paradise on earth. If there was the situation, right, where you're dating a young lady,
yeah,
and you guys say, "Oh, one of these dates we're going to the gym."
Okay.
And you see her in there with all these people, nice looking, in shape, and everything, and she's eyeballing the guy. Right? Would you rather her be eyeballing someone that looks like you, or someone looks totally unlike you?
Nothing like me. Okay, I like this question more, and I feel like I can get into this question a little bit more because peep this though, because now with this question I can say, I think that I can say more so I would prefer somebody that doesn't look like me, because that would spark in my mind, and I would probably ask her, what about that guy that you find like attractive? You know what I mean? Because I want you to be able to look at me that way. So was it something about him? Was his pecs bigger? Was his biceps bigger? Was his legs bigger? Like what exactly? You know, or she could have just been like, oh, he had good form. I don't know. But what I'm not going to do is jump to no conclusions. Like, oh, you must think the nigga better than me.
We jump to conclusions tonight.
For sure.
So listen, Rashonda said this is a dumb test. I agree. Most of the tests that people run are dumb. I think this conversation is necessary because a lot of times we don't even acknowledge that we're running tests. Dumb ones. I think that in our mind, we start feeling some type of way when we see the person we like do something we don't like. And that in many ways is because there was a subconscious test being ran on them that we are not aware that we're running.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying to you? This is not an overt. This is a covert thing that maybe some of our past insecurities are asking us to verify.
Yeah.
You got with somebody, they're hot, and you're like, I don't understand why this person is into me. And you go out with them in public and you see them looking at other people, and now in your head you're coming to all these conclusions because why are you looking at her? She don't look like me. She's blonde and she's 6 feet tall. Like, so again, like we have these subconscious tests running. I hope this conversation brings some awareness to that in a comical way, but we're gonna have this conversation. So I'll go ahead and answer the question.
My brother.
If I'm dating a young lady, right, and we go to the gym, and I see her eyeballing somebody, what would make me feel the most uncomfortable? If he did look like me, or if he looked nothing like me? I would say the one that would make me feel the most uncomfortable, happen to choose between those two, is someone who looked nothing like me. I think that will make me feel the most uncomfortable. How is this a test to her? It's not. It sounds like it's more of a test to me. Right? Because I'm sitting here looking at it through the lens of you know how I scale myself on physical appearance. 5, 6 on my best day, right? I believe that I'm bringing personality and everything to the table. I believe that attraction is important, especially when you get to in marriage. I believe that, you know, if you don't take care of yourself, you may not look as good as you used to, right? And you want someone to really be into you. And so all these questions that I had as a kid, I remember one of my, I've told the story on the podcast before. I was in 6th grade, and I tried to get Tiffany in 8th grader to be my girlfriend. And she said no. I went home and I prayed and asked God for 2 things. 1, to make me every girl's type and to give me bigger arms. I'm not playing with you. I used to watch Popeye. And I was like, if I had arms like Popeye, she wouldn't have said no to me. This is probably why I don't like the whole girlfriend idea.
Scarred.
6th grade. So again, I think that this test that you think you're running on them might actually be a reflection of what you're still struggling with, because when we find ourselves in need of extra verification, we do have to ask ourselves why. Why do I need to make sure? Why? We're trying to say it's helping you. Oh man, Rashana said I think I'd like to be opposite of someone's normal preferences because that means like me for real, not just physically. Or he could just be experimenting.
God.
That probably wasn't good. That probably wasn't good for your psyche. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Instagram, Erica said, please go for someone that looks opposite than me. At least I know you are not just with me for my looks. I need to know that my personality qualities are more important. Some people say, don't go for someone that looks like me because then I feel like I have competition.
Damn.
You see, so again, this whole idea of testing your partner is revealing more to you about yourself than it is to them. Some people will go into a club, right? You go out to a bar with the person you're dating, and you intentionally leave them. Oh, I'm gonna go to the restroom, or I'm gonna go back to the car. Exactly. You go and you kind of step to the side just to watch them. It's not them that's being tested.
Bruh.
It's really revealing to you something about yourself that you would even feel the need to run that test. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying become aware that there's certain things that are more of a worry for you. And you could run your test or you could have a conversation. But if you don't think the person is going to be honest with you, the test will probably tell you more.
That's valid, bro. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
so
solid.
Let's stay down this path, right? Let's stay down this path. Here is, I don't want you guys to pay attention. Here is the test that I think that most guys can relate to that they run on their girlfriends, right? If you've never ran it, I bet you the majority of guys have wanted to run this test. I'm willing to bet money on it.
Oh, all right. Let's do it.
Check this out, ladies.
Do about it.
Stop.
Yeah, listen to your girl, little boy.
Little boy?
Go. No, hey, Maggie, go to the car. Let's go. Let's go.
Andrew, stop. You're escalating. Stop. You're being crazy. Stop.
We knew it.
Disappointing. You can stop restraining me now.
Wait, what the hell is this?
It was a test, babe. See what kind of partner you are.
A test?
I'm in a fight and your move is to hold my arms behind my back? Do you know what I punched with?
No, I was just trying to...
We know. Have you seen Titanic?
Yes, I've seen Titanic.
That scene where Rose is literally in a lifeboat and then jumps back onto the ship so she can be with Jack?
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. Every guy saw her do that and instantly went, well, Jack's dead. That's what you did here today. You rosed me.
I rosed you?
You rosed him.
No, I didn't rose you.
You rosed the living shit out of me. But it's okay. It was just a test and we can improve. Let's go, little boy. Giddy up.
Yeah. No, babe, don't fight.
Seen enough?
Too much.
What? Another test? Mm-hmm. So what, are we breaking up now?
Does a one-legged duck swim in a circle? It does.
Damn. Not right after. Oh, God.
So before anybody tells me I'm wrong, Mike.
Yes.
Have you ever done it or have you ever thought about trying to see how a woman would be if you were to get into an altercation at public?
I've done it with Janae.
And why is this test important to you?
It allows me to see where her mind goes in certain situations, certain environments, under stress. And you know me, I'm a real tactical kind of guy, and stuff like that matters big time to me because I need to know that, you know, if I'm out, God forbid, and we get into it, I need to know that in some way, at the very least, you're not going to cause me to get more injured or into more trouble. I'm not even saying you got to jump in. I'm not saying you got to have my back like that. But a way of having my back is at least don't get me fucked up.
Listen, Erica said, oh, I'm a thug, baby. We jumping them.
For sure. For sure.
So before I even go into this whole reason, let me read some of these comments and then I got another question for you, bro. So let's see. Ali says, shoot, I've had to stop my ex-husband from fighting several times, but I was shoving him back, not holding his hands.
So with that, hold on. Let's go back to Ali. With that, so now you're putting yourself in the middle of one man and another man in a heated altercation. So to me, that still, you know, puts me in a position to where now, if I've got to focus, if he's charging at me and I got to focus on him, I can't keep you safe. Focus on trying to keep me safe, and you know what I mean. It's too much involved as opposed to just, you know.
I got a question for you though. I got a question for you because Carrie said, so are we supposed to hand you a weapon, call 911, sit in the car and pray? So in this scenario, he told her, go to the car. In most cases, if your man is not drunk out of his mind, Mike, support me on this if I'm wrong, or support me on this and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If your man is out with you in public and he's not drunk out of his mind, majority of the time, his number one mission is to keep you safe.
Should be, for sure, 100%. Yep.
And I think that's instinctive, right?
Yep.
How could she have passed that girlfriend test for you?
Go to the motherfucking ride. Am I missing something? And if I get the sense of the woman, I want to protect you too. I don't want to leave you here. Okay, well then scoot over at least. Go to the side, watch from a distance. If you feel like you got to call the police, go call the police. Do what you need to do, but do it over there out of harm's way.
Ali said that's fair, but remember, I taught in Brooklyn and broke up many fights. I wasn't worried about getting hurt. I was keeping those I cared about safe. See, and that's where you need to be with a man who understands it through your lens, because he may not, and most men don't see it as your responsibility to keep us safe. That's something that a man may take pride in, that most men take pride in. Janae said, I'm only going to the car to grab the heat. Grab the burner, right? She obeyed, but she thought it meant, she thought you didn't finish the sentence. Go to the car, get the gun, and come back.
That's accurate. Actually,
here's my answer to how she could have passed that test. I got to be fair on both sides, right? I'm under the impression that you should never be tested on situations you haven't been informed about. So unless I've previously given you guidance in a training space, I don't think it's fair to test somebody on something that you guys haven't had a discussion about. I don't think that's fair. We have not reviewed this material. Now listen, when I say test means that what you do can change your status.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that if we get in that situation and we've never discussed it, whatever you do has to be fine. And maybe we can have discussion after, hey, if this ever happens again, it's only a violation and your status only needs to change if you didn't do what we discussed. I don't think it's fair to put her in that situation as a test to see what she do and then make her suffer like deep consequences. We've never even had this discussion, man. That for me is not fair.
I agree 100%, bro. The first time. But what about the second time?
Okay,
after we've
now,
had this discussion.
If we've had this discussion, for me, again, the thing is that we should have a plan. I shouldn't even have to say a whole sentence. I should be like, we in a red. And she should know exactly what that means, right? Ideally, you know what I'm saying? Something that shorthand is understood because we're married. Because outside of marriage, okay, but we're not one on that level. So she still got this. Like, nigga, whatever. Let me go get security. Yeah. You know what I'm saying to you? So again, that goes back to anything before marriage. But hopefully, my idea, my plan, it's almost like if a state of emergency goes off, like I remember with my ex-girlfriends, right? We knew where we're going to meet because we didn't live in the same area. We're going to meet off this exit off the 105. You bring these supplies, I bring these supplies. We had a plan in place, right? And so that's the kind of environment I try to create for the women that I am in a relationship with or the woman that I would marry. You see what I'm saying to you? And I think that it's important to know what would be getting in the way of my safety And it's vice versa too, because there might be some situations, like I'll use one for example, when your wife is arguing with her brother or her father, and you want to step in. She's like, no, babe, this is not for you to step in and do that. I handle brother and father. That's still my family in a regard, even though you're my husband. If we've had a discussion about this, then here's what I need you to do in that situation. You know what I'm saying to you? So I'm not saying that a man just comes in and sets up all the rules. I'm saying that you guys should create these rules together. If someone can't abide by it or doesn't feel like that's in their best interest, then here comes another conversation. That may be, oh no, we can't. I can't roll with somebody like that. And I think that these are the conversations that people are not having that they really want to have, and they're not. I guess they don't feel like they can say this is a red flag. But if I am about to come to my woman's honor and she's holding my arms, that brother said, "What do you think I punch with?"
Of all the things to grab,
you know what I'm saying to you.
So 2 weapons I got.
In a comical way, man, we are talking about how you test your boyfriend, test your girlfriend, in a comical sense. But I think again, we are making people suffer consequences from getting it wrong when we never told them how to get it right. And so I want us to be conscious of that, man.
Nah, it's important, bro. It's important because like you said, people are ending relationships over things that they're expecting or situations. I'm expecting my partner to handle this situation in a certain way where, it doesn't quite work like that. Because you want them to do something doesn't mean there's some kind of telepathy that goes on and they know what you're thinking, they know what you want to happen in this particular situation. So like you said, for that first time that she did that, you can't punish her for that. Maybe that's what she's used to. Maybe, that's just her fight or flight. That's just what she does. But after that conversation, you know what? I'll give her grace even on the second one, because if that's a habit and that's what you do, it may take a few times for you to understand. But God dog it, I don't know.
I give you grace when you apologize, when you knew, oh, my bad, I didn't do that right. Oh, okay. Versus you trying to say, no, I just can't do that. That's different. And for those who may not be able to connect with this conversation about testing, let me ask you a question. Have you ever got on the phone with your boy or your girl after a date and complained about the things that they didn't do and told him you wasn't going on another date because he didn't walk on the right side of the street, or she didn't say thank you when I opened the door for her? I opened up the door for her and she didn't reach over and try to open up mine. We went on a date and, you know what I'm saying, he didn't offer to pay for my drinks. He didn't walk me to my door. Do you not understand that these are tests as well? And you are penalizing people by saying, I'm not going on another date with you because they didn't operate to a norm that was true to you, instead of asking them what's normal for you. Well, he should just know. The men should just know. And I think this is the part where you start to potentially miss out on a blessing just because you don't communicate, because you don't understand that sometimes people have 2 different norms. Those are tests, and you are testing somebody on a discussion you never had, and not knowing if they've ever been exposed to it, or if they know a different way that actually might be better than yours. But you're penalizing them. No second date, no phone call. You're ghosting them because they didn't do something the way that you wanted them to do it, but you never told them how you like it done, or even had a discussion about how you like it done. Now tell me how that's fair.
I agree 1,000%. K-Dub said, but what if he gets his butt whooped? She said, that's a test too. How do we respond to that?
I think that in his effort to protect you, right?
Come on, man, stall him out.
I think to think that your man is going to win every fight is a high bar.
It is.
I think that the attention needs to be put on his attempt to keep you safe.
Effort.
Right? Effort says a lot. But again, Rashonda said, I feel attacked. So when we're talking about the conversation, now we're starting to see that, I am testing him. Yikes. I said I wanted to go to the movies and he didn't come up with an elaborate plan and offer to pick me up. That was a test. And you're not calling him back because he didn't do it the way you wanted it done. And you never told him how you liked it done. You just expected him to know.
And then dragging them in front of your homegirls. Girl, do you know that this man didn't? did you tell him what you liked, what you didn't like? And I'm glad that you brought that up about expecting even on dates, expecting the person you going on a date with to do certain things that you may be accustomed to, or the way you were raised, or your dad took you on dates when you were younger and he showed you some things that men are supposed to do for you. So now you're bringing this knowledge that Pops gave you and all his good deeds, and he's just wanting my daughter to experience what a man should treat. But the man that you're going on a date with don't know your daddy.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there. So,
and again, why would be all I'm offering is that we don't have to be mad when the man that I like doesn't do what daddy said a man who likes you should do. Yeah. Understand that your dad may have saw it through a lens that he thought was best, but there's other ways. And you can still have a conversation and say, you know what my daddy taught me? You know, I'm not even going to use hypothetical. I'm using actual situations for me. Something that I always pay attention to, right?
Yeah.
One of my uncles told me, he said, pay attention to the girl that when you open the car door for her, you walk around to the other side and she attempts or opens the door for you. He said, be careful of the one who you open the door, she gets in and she immediately starts either fixing her makeup or checking her phone. He said, he didn't say disqualify her. He said, watch out for that. Is that a universal value that I think everybody should adopt? No, but it's something that's set with me.
Yeah.
Should I disqualify a girl because she does not reach over to open my car door unless I asked her and said, you know, this is important to me.
Exactly.
This, you know what I'm saying to you? It's almost like people, you get on the answer to the test. Yeah, because you're not testing.
If you want them to pass the test, why wouldn't you?
Because you're not testing. Like, understand what you're testing here.
Yeah, come on.
You know what I'm saying to you? You're not testing their ability to read your mind. You're testing their willingness. Like, are you willing to accommodate or at least have a conversation about why you're not willing? Like, you want to get to know or see them in a light that helps you understand why they do life the way that they do it.
Bro,
I see something brewing, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, because I'm thinking about even tests that I've done, whether it knowingly or subconsciously. I
almost spit out my protein shake. Does she lotion her?
Golly, he just gonna glance down. Nope.
Listen,
no callback.
Disqualified.
No nigga, disqualified.
Golly.
Hey,
Go
so
ahead, man.
no, I think that it's dawning on me that these tests sometimes that we do, are we giving these tests to rule people out, or are we doing these tests in hopes that they'll pass? Because I think a lot of time we're doing these tests, it's like, he probably not going to even, or she probably not going to even do this. Let me see what they finna do. And it almost seemed like it's coming from a place where you kind of don't want them to win. It's almost like a see, I knew it type of thing, as opposed to I'm really trying to gain some data on this person, and I really like this person, and I hope they get this one right. Let's just see, as opposed to, I'm gonna see if I can. That's what it feels like, bro.
And
I think the heart posture behind why you're doing any of this stuff in the first place is very important.
So I think you have to get back to why people test again, right?
Yes.
Why people test. And I've used this quote throughout my coaching career. You're only tested when you're being considered for a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
When you go back to school, when you were in school, the teacher would only test you to make sure that you grasp the information that she taught you and can apply it when appropriate. If you could get moved to the next grade.
Right.
Even with our spiritual walk of faith, when you are tested, you're not being tested on what you don't know. You're always being tested on material that you have knowledge of, that God has been talking to you about, dealing with you with. So when a test comes and the test is patience, or the test comes and the test is compassion, or the test comes and the test is really just trust me or be still, it's something that he's been talking to you about, because once you grasp it, then you can move on to the next level.
For sure.
I think, like you said, though, some people are testing people without giving them the material to study or having the conversation with them ahead of time, because they just really want to prove to themselves that people are as trash as they think. And you're using them not passing a test they had no information on to verify that they're trash. That's a rough one. Maybe it's to their best interest that you don't go on a date. Another date.
I like
What you got?
I like what K Dub. I like what K Dub just said right here. She said, "In my 20s and 30s, the tests were screenings. Now the test seems to be more assessments." I like that. I like that.
Wow, Rashawn said I did it to self protect. Ali said no because my 5-inch ass can't reach, so I'm not attempting. I'd be happy to buckle his seatbelt or start the car.
Golly.
Ali.
But listen,
Oh,
if Janae ever tried to buckle my seatbelt, the amount of demasculation, whatever the word is, that I will feel in that moment. Clutch my pearls.
Nah, man.
Like,
I gotta give her credit for that one. It's the effort. It's the effort.
Touch my fucking seatbelt.
Or start the car.
Babe, I'm trying to buckle you in. What?
Hey, the whole point of that whole scenario is that you want to make life a little more convenient.
That's good. That's good. I'm not even mad, honestly.
I'm changing my answer. Don't reach for my door. Just
buckle my seatbelt when I get in. So, are you gonna put both your hands up? Are you gonna do one of these while she buckle you in?
Wow.
All right, cool.
Man.
Cool. That was good. Cool. I like
got
that.
a lot going on Instagram. Let me get out some of these, man.
If I see you ever put your arms up, so your woman can buckle you in. Nigga.
Hey, listen, don't be mad at me because I got a good woman. Don't be mad.
Oh man. Oh God. That's good.
Nigga, imagine sitting in the car like, you know how women wait at the door for you to open it?
God, dog. Yo. I'm here for it.
My God, man.
Golly.
All right, man.
Ooh, all right.
So, John, I see you, man. John said, good point. Tests follow a review of material. Ferguson said, people test others in order to determine if how their partner really feels about them, or just to see how they would really respond to any given situation. Testing them to see how they feel about you is a dangerous sport to play.
Yeah, boy.
So John said again, good point. I know to walk on the curbside, but some men were not raised by their fathers or taught that etiquette. So to disqualify somebody for something they've never been exposed to might just be robbing you.
So
that person might be willing, like, for sure, not a problem.
Exactly. So do you ask the nigga who raised you when they're not doing stuff, right? Do you ask the woman like who raised you? Like, I mean, because we're trying to sheesh. Oh. Shout out to Ali for that comment. God, dog. That's gonna be funny all week, I promise. Wait till me and Janae are in the car going to the gym. Wait. I'm gonna record it.
Oh my God, man. My sister is not gonna buckle your seatbelt. You are out of luck.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man. All right. We got to move on to some more tests. What are these comments saying? Exactly, Ray. A+ for effort, Ali. Janae said, y'all know I'm short. I'm short-limbed folk. We have a hard time opening doors.
I didn't see Janae struggle and let Janae struggle trying to open my door. I didn't step out the door while she just
okay. you get your wife, bro.
I saw it. I didn't know you was gonna put it up. I saw it.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Man.
All right, so we move on to the next video, ladies and gentlemen. It's already past the 1 o'clock. I mean, the 1 hour mark. Shoot, where are we at? So let's delete that one. Let's delete that one. We did the girlfriend test. All right, so now we can get into something a little more serious, right?
Yeah.
We have a scenario. This other podcast brought up this scenario. Again, we're dealing with boyfriend and girlfriends, right?
Right.
Not necessarily a test, but the brother found out something he didn't like. And I want to keep in mind, at the boyfriend level.
Okay. Got you.
The imaginary floor that the elevator doesn't really stop at, but we keep
in between floor 1 and floor 2. That floor in between. Yeah, got you.
All right.
Boyfriend recently made it clear to me that he couldn't be married to someone who drinks alcohol, even occasionally. He told me that he believes there's a call on my life, and if I truly recognize that, I wouldn't drink at all. He's essentially giving me some time to think about it. I love him more than I love drinking. Giving up alcohol itself doesn't feel like the hard part. What I'm wrestling with is the reason behind it. I don't want to feel like I'm changing something about myself just to meet someone else's expectation, or that I'm doing it out of pressure rather than conviction. So my dilemma is, should I give up something I don't personally see as wrong in order to honor the man I'm dating in hopes of marriage? Or is that the kind of decision that needs to come from my own conviction? How would you navigate the situation where two believers love each other but have different convictions about something like this when thinking about marriage? I thought that was such a great question.
The boyfriend said he does not see himself marrying someone who drinks even occasionally, and then backed it up by saying, well, it's because I believe you have a calling on your life. Where you at?
Respectfully, because I don't know this brother at all. I think it's a tall, and you know what? I can respect the fact that he didn't ask her to give up nothing. He just simply said where he stood. I can't see myself marrying nobody that drink. If you drink, then I'm talking to you. But if you don't, then we good. So I'm not giving you no ultimatums. I'm not saying you got to stop drinking. I'm just telling you, having conversation, this is where I'm at with it. Now, I'm also, it's a little bit of a sore point when other people tell you that God has a calling on your life. How the fuck do you know? Why God didn't tell me? He told you before he told me, my nigga, stop. So I don't necessarily buy into that. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't necessarily buy into that like that. I don't feel, yeah, if I was the young lady in that situation, or if I was in that situation and somebody is telling me, maybe even somebody that I really want to marry is telling me that, hey, you shouldn't drink at all, because the person that I'm gonna marry, I don't want them to drink. So now it's thinking, and now it's not making sense, Donnie. Because is it because God has a calling on my life, you don't want me to drink, or is it because the person you want to marry, you don't want them to drink? Because that's two different things. So now it sounds like it's all bullshit, and you just don't want her to drink.
And you're trying to find out if you know she a woman of God, you might be trying to use that as a way to leverage your own desires, which could be tricky. But you said something I thought was very interesting. A husband would make a request like, "Hey, don't do this." A boyfriend just acknowledges his boundaries or his preferences.
Yep.
Because he really has no space or a label with any level of authority.
There it is.
To request otherwise. That was interesting.
So he did it the right way. With old girl, go ahead.
I'm about to say, so her struggle was, do I do it for him or do I do it for myself? Or how would you have responded to her question?
I would have responded. So this is how I responded, because it kind of struck me when she said it. She said something to, can you run it back? Because I don't want to paraphrase. I want to say exactly what she
Boyfriend recently made it clear to me that he couldn't be married to someone who drinks alcohol, even occasionally. He told me that he believes there's a call on my life, and if I truly recognize that, I wouldn't drink at all. He's essentially giving me some time to think about it. I love him more than I love drinking. Giving up alcohol itself doesn't feel like the hard part. What I'm wrestling with is the reason behind it. I don't want to feel like I'm changing something about myself just to meet someone else's expectation, or that I'm doing it.
You on mute, bro.
So I don't want to give up something, or I don't want to change. I don't want to change myself basically for someone's like personal gain. So what I'm saying is, so when we're talking about alcohol, she's clearly identifying alcohol as a part of herself, because why else would you say I don't want to change something about myself? Drinking alcohol, if you drink that much to where that's something about you, like that's something about you, that may be an issue.
For
you see what I'm saying?
Her or him? It sounds like it's an issue for him, not her.
Right.
It's only an issue for her if she can't get the man she wants because she does it.
Right. So to answer your question, what I would say to her in that situation, for a boyfriend, if you don't feel that whatever the boundaries that he set, if you don't feel that you fit that box, don't try to make yourself fit that box.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody out there that will accept you or whatever box you're in right now. Now, on the other side of it, like you said, if you feel that, man, listen, I'll give up everything. I won't take another sip if I could just be with this person, then do that. But I do think because she's not sure where he's coming from, as far as, is this for his own personal shit, or is this like, is he really saying this? I think that they should have a conversation before she makes any type of decision, because it sounds like she's still unsure about exactly where he's coming from with this boundary.
Yeah. And she's reaching out for help, right?
Yeah.
I like what Rashonda said. Rashonda said a prophetic word should be confirmation, not new information.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't, agree with or even know that, but I like that she put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to read something that came through though from Erica. She said, just had this issue, was asked out on a date. He showed up with a hangover. No judgment, but I don't feel you have the capacity to hold the anointing on your life.
How do we know his life has anointing on it?
So this is where we come, the full circle. It comes back to the norms. There are certain things that you believe. You believe that a woman should not drink alcohol when she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
You believe that, smoking causes cancer.
Mm-hmm.
When you start liking somebody, you have a tendency to start thinking about longevity with them.
For sure.
And when you do that in an isolated space of your own mind, you start to have certain concerns. And if you don't have a conversation about these concerns, you then start creating ultimatums with that person. Like, you have to stop doing this. And honestly, it's not because it's always in their best interest, but if they keep doing it, your fantasy won't be realized. Your fantasy, your desire, your desired lifestyle won't be able to come to pass if they continue to do the thing. Right. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's where we have to address and ask ourselves, why am I making this such a big issue? Is it really harming them, or is it really, do I feel like it's going to keep me from having a life that I want with them?
Yeah. And yeah, have the conversation and be honest about it, because while we're thinking that somebody else's, boundaries, like while she may see old boy's boundaries as being, selfish, maybe her motives are also just as selfish. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
And my thing is, it's okay. Like, it's nothing to get bent out of shape about. It's nothing to get upset about.
No.
If the man's boundaries are too much for you, move on. It's all right.
So let's stay within this framework though.
Yeah.
So say the guy puts that out there and she's struggling with, like, I really like this guy.
Yeah.
Should I just stop drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a healthy option? That you're like, yeah, I'm just going. Like, are we having to struggle with this conversation because it's alcohol, or is it just a behavior that this person doesn't necessarily feel okay about? Like, what if it wasn't alcohol? What if it was like I'll use one for myself. I don't think that I could be in a healthy and happy marriage with someone who has poor time management, who doesn't care about showing up on time places.
That's yeah.
Does that? Do you think that somebody will call into a podcast and ask them about? Well, I like being late. It's kind of who I am. Fashionably late.
Golly. Or some people don't value time the way other people value time.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, at some point,
damn, bro,
what conversation are we having here now?
Again, I think it's the why behind the boundary. You know what I mean? I think that's a good question to ask. Why do you have that boundary about not drinking? Is it because health reasons? You want to be with your wife for a long period of time, and you feel like your mom died because she was a drinker, or your dad? Like, what's behind your boundary that you're setting right now? Because
what?
I was gonna say, especially if the boundary, if this is somebody you want to be with, if this affects you, because ultimately you're not asking me point blank, but you're telling me if I want to be with you, this is how it got to be. So for sure, I have to ask you some questions. Yeah.
He said he couldn't see himself marrying somebody like that. She could always respond and say, "I'll stop when you propose."
Cha-ching. Until then, I'll drink to that.
Bottoms up, bottoms up. Let me see.
But man,
until then, golly,
pass me the.
This is interesting. I think that, again, we run certain tests on people, and one of them is an ultimatum. We'll give an ultimatum when we want something to change immediately. We have to ask ourselves, why is this so urgent that I feel like I need to give an ultimatum to this person about this? Why don't I just walk away?
And I think a lot of times the reason is because
which I said the judgment when you said it.
I think God, my sister and your sister, tell them to leave me alone in my messages. I think that you totally threw me off. Oh, I think that they do that because it's a fear of losing this great person. Like, for instance, if she thought this guy that she wrote in about, if she thought that this guy was like, oh man, best relationship I've been in, everything is so good. Oh man, he has everything I've been wanting, but it's just this one thing. So sometimes what people do is, fine, I'll just give up drinking because, like she said, shit, this may be the best I ever had. So I don't even care that this is something that, even with time, some people will be like, you know what? If they late, they late. They cross off every other box that I got. So if I got to deal with a little lateness, or if I got to deal with I can't take another drink for the rest of my life, then that's just is what it is. Hopefully they serving real wine at communion. I can have a couple of those.
Only if you're Catholic.
God, dog.
So Ali said, occasionally having a drink has nothing to do with one's calling. I would dig deeper to find out who lied to him about that and where that false belief comes from without judgment, then move on from there. And these are hypothetical situations. I'll give you another. I'll give you another one. I cannot see myself married to a woman who, on a consistent basis, put fast food in her body. No, I'm not talking about, on the weekend.
You said on a consistent basis, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you meal prep on the weekend, you just want to get to it, for sure. But like, that's your main source. And it does sound judgmental, but how's the baby that we gonna make together gonna live off of processed food? You don't eat vegetables and fruit. You don't really drink water. You're a danger to my future.
So it's funny, but seriously though, bro. And when you're talking about, and these are honestly, and this is real shit, these are the kind of things and thoughts that you need to really have with yourself, and conversations you really need to have with your partner before we even start talking about proposing and marriage. Like, it's certain things that before we even get there, I gotta see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
go ahead.
let me ask you a question, bro.
Yeah.
Before you got married to Janae, did you feel comfortable having and expressing your preferences?
Across the board, my preferences.
Yeah. Did you feel confident having them and expressing them?
Yes, I did. I did. Maybe sometimes to a fault.
Well, hold on, before you go to the fault side of it, I'm asking you that question. I want you to expound upon why you have so much confidence in it, because I think that when you get into this conversation about dating, right, that potentially does lead to marriage with somebody. The reason people finding themselves unhappy in marriage is because they weren't confident and didn't stand 10 toes down on their preferences. People think it's a sin to have a preference, or it's discrimination to have a preference. Like, this is my husband, my wife I'm choosing. Don't be discriminatory. Affirmative action. Everybody gets a chance? No. Like, I'm trying to reestablish within people's psyche, it's okay. And not only okay, it's probably in your best interest to have preferences, express preferences, and enforce your preferences. Understand what a preference needs to be, though.
Yeah, come on, man. That's really good. That's really good. And I like that, because my preference doesn't mean I'm trying to change Janae into you know what all of my preferences are. Like, if I say, I like a woman with because certain men do this, and I know them personally. I like a girl with a small waist, a big butt, big boobs, and full lips. So now I'm paying for her to get butt injections, get breast not because she's okay with it, because that's what I want and that's what I like. And because I'm with you, you need to have that. You know what I mean? But to your point, sharing your preferences is good, and sharing your preferences is good, and not just the preferences that you think. Because I'm guilty. I've done this before. I have preferences, and the person that I'm talking to, or the person that I'm with, they have these specific preferences they have these things that I prefer. So I only list those things to make them seem like, oh, you have everything I'm looking for. But I didn't tell you about the other 10 preferences that I got that you don't have.
Because we don't want people. But why do we do that? We don't want people to feel like they're not our type. Like, we are playing ourselves by not being honest. Like, hey, I like this about you. I'm not a fan of this.
Bruh. It's good, bro. It's when you can get to that little level of freedom and just healthy conversation and being honest and transparent conversation with your partner is great. I run by outfits by Janae. I run by, if I should cut my hair, do my hair a certain way. Sometimes it's trash to her. Sometimes she like it. You know what I mean? But
your wife is honest. Your wife is just honest.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. God, dog.
And those are the people you can respect.
Yeah, you have to. You have to, especially if I'm asking you. Like, if I'm asking you to tell me, shit, tell me. Tell me this outfit is trash.
And I think that it's important for us to, again, understand the level of sabotage that we could be inflicting upon ourselves when we are not honest about what we prefer. Now, understand that a preference doesn't equal a deal breaker.
For sure.
I prefer to never be a boyfriend and just be a husband and skip past that. Is it going to be a deal breaker if I have to, visit that rest stop on the way to Arizona? No. But there are some preferences that I stand a little bit harder on when it comes 10 toes down, right? Working out, I prefer a woman. Should I say it's not even a preference, it's a requirement at that point?
I feel like yes. I feel like yes. I feel like 1000%, bro, because I know you and I know how important physical fitness is for you, not just you, for your partner, and my nigga, probably your kids too. I think that it is important that, like, hey, I'm big on physical fitness. I'm big on being healthy, and that's one of the requirements I have in dating.
I think that's good distinction to make, right? Your preferences from your requirements.
That is good, bro.
Taking a moment to identify that within yourself and I think what helps the person that you're dating understand why you're saying this is my preference, these are my requirements, when you sit with it long enough and you can actually explain it and give language to why this is connected to this value, or this is connected to this trauma, or this is connected to this hope of the future. When you can start to understand, and people are like, oh, okay, I can see that. I've had women express their preferences and requirements to me that in no way was I going to walk into or fulfill. And I met it with so much respect. Like, dang, like, I really hope you get that. I didn't see it an invitation to pretend.
This nigga dismissing them with finesse.
No, I hope that you.
I hope you really find the nigga you looking for.
Because some women are like, I'm looking for, I want to get married because I want to do a whole bunch of traveling and I want my partner to share that experience with me.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Is that to say that you never will be, though?
I could be a lot of things, but why would I? But why would I? Where am I at today? Because exactly. If I'm not being honest about where I'm at today.
Yep. So is that the preface?
Oh, go ahead.
Is that the preface, though? I'm asking you, is that the preface? Like, I'm not there right now. I might be, but as of right now, I'm not interested in that.
Why, or is it why even say I might be in the future? You don't know.
Because you may be interested in this chick, and it may be like, shit, I'm not right now.
Me saying I might be creates a hope inside of her. And like Pookie said, hope is unnecessary. Where are you at today?
So that hope is on her. That's not on you. You being honest because you might be.
I might be a lot of. I might be. I'm about to say something. I might be a lot of things.
Very true.
She got to plant that seed herself. I think at that point it may be on the verge of gaslighting. Why did I feel the need to? I could just answer the question.
Yeah,
that's not where I'm at today. Like women have said to me, "Oh, I don't want to have any more kids," but I could be convinced. What are we saying?
Yeah. You know how I felt about that. This nigga bitch bye.
Like, golly. Okay. So this is video I want to put up, right? Because we're talking a lot about, what I'm saying, the test that we run to get the information we want, because we're really trying to find someone who fits into our preferences and our requirements, but we don't really want to find someone and create them and make them fit. We want to see if they fit, right? So we talked about a holistic approach to gathering information, to testing people in a profitable way. But I thought this video was helpful. It's directed at the type of men not to marry, but I think that it might go both ways. So check this video out.
2 kinds of men not to marry. A man you want to change. If you're thinking, once I get him domesticated, once I get him to sell his motorcycle, once I get him to dress right, then he is not the man for you. Marry a man that you can live with the rest of your life if he never changed a thing. The second kind, a man you don't respect. You'll never be able to respect a man that you don't believe in, trust, or feel safe with. If you don't respect him, you won't be able to submit to him. And if you're the kind of woman that says, I'll never submit to a man, that's fine. There's no shame in being single.
A man that you want to change or a man that you don't respect. Before we even get into that, do you think that can go for a woman as well?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. And for me, the woman that you would change, I think that I would tweak that, because I've been this guy, is don't marry based on potential.
You always know I push back against that, but go ahead.
Yeah. But here where I'm saying it from, because I was the king of, she doesn't have this, she doesn't have it, but I can help her. I can come in and get her to her fullest potential. So this is why I'm going to get married, when I'm ignoring all the other things. And I'm ignoring the fact that she never asked for my help. I'm ignoring the fact that she's had this potential for so long. I don't need to marry you in order to bring that back. Maybe I'm just supposed to be your homeboy, try to help you out that way. I don't got to marry you based on your potential.
But see, this is the thing I don't think people understand about potential. Potential is the capacity or the ability to become something.
Mm-hmm.
So when people say don't marry for potential or don't date for potential, I don't think they're saying don't, because everybody has a potential to become something, but don't date or marry thinking that they're going to do with their potential what you want them to do.
Yeah,
with
that's
their
what I'm saying.
potential.
Yeah.
But I want to make that distinction, because some people
Yes,
say, "Oh,
yes.
well, this person has potential. I can't date for potential." Like, no, that's not. I don't think that's what was necessarily intended to be conveyed.
And don't think because you come in that they're going to fulfill that potential, because a lot of times what happens is they think they come in, they think that they'll help them fulfill this potential. The potential is not ever realized, and now you want a divorce because that's the only reason you got married.
And just in short, I think that potential is realized through awareness, and then intentional personal development.
Yeah.
And and potential is going to be realized in a direction towards a thing.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Agreed.
So back to this video about don't marry someone that you want to change.
Yeah.
How serious?
Don't know.
I'm about to say, how serious should we take that statement? So talk about it.
I feel like, bro, and I'll just speak on marriage. I feel like there's always things that it's closely linked to preference. It's closely linked to preference. So if I got a preference like, hey, I don't want to do XYZ. Maybe my wife doesn't do it, but maybe she's willing to do it because to fulfill one of my preferences. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't go as far as to say, don't marry anybody you want to change. It's not necessarily that I want a different person. I want you, but I want you to do XYZ too. You know what I mean? Which may be a change for you. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I do in a way, I do want you to change, and I don't feel like it's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I feel like I've changed a lot since being with Janae. Changes that she wanted me to make that I've made.
Make that distinction, though. She said, "Don't marry someone you want to change, like you want to be the one changing them, versus marry someone who's gonna change."
Okay. I don't know why that does. I just can't swallow that pill. It's tough going down.
I think that we should question it. I think we should open that up and say, okay, what's the deeper message here? Is it that I should not marry someone that I don't like where they are today, and the only way I'm going to like them is if they change? Or are we saying that, oh, I like who you are, and I'm hoping that you continue to move in this direction as well, and I want to help facilitate that. I see,
because if it's the latter, then I feel like that's more positive.
It is. But if you don't even like them, you're like, listen, I'm gonna take this and make you into something that I will eventually like.
Damn. Yeah, I can see that being an issue, bro. Yeah.
It's more or less like I would like to participate in the enhancement of what you've done so far, which I think is great for a husband and a wife to do. I would like to participate in the enhancement of what you're doing.
Now we talking partnership.
Yeah, and it's still change. It's still a change conversation.
Yes.
Change, evolution, transformation, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Yes. Now, with that being said, do you think anything should be added to that list? Don't marry someone you want to change. Don't marry someone that you don't respect. Is there anything missing from that list? And maybe one more that you would add?
I don't. For me personally, yes. I will not ever marry someone that not argues, but likes arguing. I get some couples that may get into different arguments, and I'm not knocking that. I'm also not saying everybody argues, because I don't buy into that either. But I get, if you argue, okay. But somebody that enjoys arguing, I'll never be in a relationship like that again, ever in my life.
Enjoys arguing in life in general or in romantic relationships?
Well, right now we're talking about romantic relationship. But I feel like it spills over. I feel like if you enjoy it, that's who you are. Like that's in your core. You probably argue at work. You probably argue with your family.
And this is a conversation I had with one of my friends. We're talking about how me and you often talk about, like, man, I find I appreciate, and it's rare to find a woman that's kind or nice, right? You
Every
and I
time
have
you
had,
say it, nigga, it's just like
it's like, I just thank you,
Yeah.
God, when you do
Yeah.
find one. And I think that we're having this conversation about the misnomers that I think guys struggle with, is that you are trying to find a woman that's nice to you when that's not the goal. One that is nice in general, because if she's nice to you and she treats other people like trash and you think you got a winner, it's in her.
It's gonna come out eventually.
In a season where she doesn't get what she wants, you will now understand how everybody else felt.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying to you? And so you're really looking for the condition of the heart, right? I love that
Yeah.
Bible verse where they were wondering about why God chose the king that he chose, David and whatnot, and not the other guy. And he said that God looks at the heart. And if it's good enough for our creator to highlight as important, it might be something we want to look at. You know, yes, beauty is important. You know what I'm saying? Yes, skills and all that kind of stuff is important, but the heart, man. Like, how do you treat less fortunate? How do you treat people who make themselves in competition with you? How do you treat people who treat you bad? How do you treat people who abused you? You know what I'm saying to you, knowing like you like, oh, she struggles to, you know what I'm saying, forgive X, Y, Z, or he, you know what I'm saying, you know, he really holds a grudge against this person, and I get it because of what they did. But at some point, if you ever slip into that category of an offense against him, that same tactic is going to be expressed towards you. And I'm not saying that people have to be 100% across the board civilized and forgiving and all that kind of stuff, but what are they working towards? Because some people are trying to reinforce their pettiness. Some people are reinforcing their anger. Some people are reinforcing, you know what I'm saying, their evil. They're reinforcing their mean. They practice being mean to people who do them wrong, right? And they'll say, oh, no, I'm never going to aim this gun at you. As long as you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's the part that's silent.
It is, bro. That's good, man. What about you? You got one to add to the list?
Yeah. My mom always told me not to date a girl who doesn't love herself. And I think that for me, I would not marry a woman who doesn't practice self-care.
Solid.
Yeah, I think that for me, when I look at someone who doesn't see it necessary to take care of themselves, and I know this might be a little pushback from certain people because they do this, but how you gonna take care of me when I need you? How are we gonna partner in taking care of our children? Because somewhere inside of you, oh, well, I take care of other people, I just don't take care of me. Something in there just doesn't register well in my mind with that example. You know what I'm saying to you? So, like, if you can help other people pay their bills, but yours go unpaid, right?
That's
you can
what
help
it
other
is.
people get in shape, you know what I'm saying, but your body, you know, falls apart. You can help other people get the promotion at their job, but your career is stagnant. For me, I'm recognizing that there's an issue there because the stuff that belongs to you, you don't really take care of. And at some point, I will belong to you. Our children will belong to you. And if you neglect your home to make sure the outside is good, that's an issue for me.
As it should be, good
If
brother.
you don't know how to prioritize yourself in this generosity that you exude to the world, that's a potential issue for me. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Damn, that's good, man. I'm gonna add that to mine too.
Yeah, and there's many more, but it's 9:47, and I got another video I want us to watch. So we just finished talking about who not to marry. So let me throw this video in the mix. Is this?
But on the
There we go. I was on mute. So many. I'm make a switch. I'm gonna make a switch because it's 9:47. I want us to get into this video. Somebody said earlier, don't forget about the video we promised them last week. So we're gonna do that as well. This is a shorter video, but I think it's a necessary conversation because everything that we're talking about tonight kind of seems to be moving towards one of life's biggest questions. Do I give up? Do I quit? Or do I try harder?
Damn. And we got to tackle this question before 10 o'clock?
In one arena.
Okay.
Do people quit relationships too fast now?
Yes, people give up too easily. When you hit that inevitable rough spot, don't say, well, we disagreed on this, so instead of having a hard conversation, I'll just end it. That really goes back to the ethos of what we've been talking about. Understand that relationships require inconvenience, discomfort, friction. When you have that first fight, say, wow, I guess you feel really strongly about that. And let's have a conversation about it versus this is too much work. Yes, dating apps provide more options to meet more people, but don't treat people like they're disposable and really understand that each relationship is an opportunity to invest in someone.
Do people?
So let me say this before we move on. I'm on Instagram and I see that Kiss Maya is watching and she had a birthday.
Kiss Maya.
She had a birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to you, young lady. She has not commented,
birthday,
but I see her on there, so happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you feel like people give up and quit too quickly?
For sure. And when she said it, I had the reason why in my head, and then later on in the video, she said the reason: options. People think they got options. People think that I don't got to deal with that. So I'll find the next one. Swipe left, all the little quirky shit that people say these days to basically because either they don't want to dig any deeper, which is okay. You don't have to. You have every right to not want to get into deeper conversation or hard conversations with people that you're just dating. It's your right. But you gotta realize though, like she said, that some of the strongest relationships come with the deeper conversation, come with sometimes the harder, more transparent conversation. So if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to express yourself and be transparent and maybe say what you think the other person doesn't want to hear in the moment, maybe that's why you got to look at why you're still single.
Now look at this.
You're so quick to swipe left.
Now I'm gonna say this though, because as we're looking at this idea of am I quitting am I giving up too easily, too fast, right? There's certain people who know what they want.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying to you? And then there's a quote that's floating around that says, it doesn't take all day to recognize sunshine. Yes. So I'm kind of wanting to do a little bit of pushback of saying people give up too quickly. I think the people who really know what they want and know what they need, sometimes they do marry fast or stop dating fast because they know it's not it.
I'm not
and
mad
it
at that.
can look fast to the other person because they're more clear on what they need and what they want. When you're not really clear on what you need or what you want, I think that those processes can take a lot longer because you're still trying to figure out what's important to you while you're actively pursuing somebody, and you're giving them maybe the benefit of the doubt in areas where you wouldn't if you had been clear on your identity, your calling, and your purpose.
I agree with that 1,000%. I also want to add with these type of people that you know, boom, I know what I'm looking for and I know what I'm not looking for. I think it's important to communicate that to whoever it is you're dating, so they're not blindsided. Because I've dated a woman like that, and I wasn't even mad at her when she had to bounce because she told me ahead of time, like, hey, this is what I need out of just this dating. I wasn't giving it to her. So she was like, hey, you know, I think you're a great guy, but I don't think it's going to work. Couldn't even be mad. You told me. And it's something that I couldn't get on board with. And I guess in the amount of time that you needed to meet to be on board. Cool. So you out. Not even mad at it. But I think the problem arises when that stuff is not communicated and it's not understood. And now it's like, well, I'm left with a question mark and we don't, and you in the wind, and I'm sitting here looking like, what the fuck happened?
Who's that a problem for?
The person that didn't. Well, now it's a problem for me, but the reason it's a problem is because it wasn't communicated.
They walking around married.
Right. So you don't in dating, and I'm assuming we're talking about intentionally dating. You don't feel a need to communicate exactly what it is that you want out of dating?
I do. I think that I don't expect it.
I see what you're saying.
I think I'm setting myself up for hurt when I'm expecting people to communicate with me why they have continued to choose to date me or stop dating me, because now they've moved on, and I'm sitting over here confused because how could they not? Like, because they're human and they got occupied. They went on 2 dates with me. Their cousin introduced them to somebody exactly what they were looking for. They got caught up and smitten, and they didn't think to come back and let me know, like, hey, I found somebody. They have found what they're looking for and they've moved on. So I walk around with an understanding that if someone does take time to communicate to me, I appreciate it. And it's a luxury.
It is a luxury, and I feel like, and perfect. I'm glad you said that. It is 1000% a luxury, and that's why people that don't communicate can't be around me, because I know it's a luxury. And if that's not something you do, you don't need to be in my circle. I don't need to talk to you, because I know that there may come a time to where it's something that I feel like you should communicate, or I'm asking you about something and you can't communicate it. So it ain't no point of us even entering into any kind of relationship, friendship or otherwise.
And so going back to this video, just about even with this whole communication about, what are you doing? Where you want trying to go? Are we cutting this off too fast? I think that I don't think that you should ever try to stop somebody from cutting off something that they want to cut off.
Okay.
I know that I could almost even push back against the statement I just made, but I'm just hear me out. Because one, if you start setting that tone, now you're creating an expectation also that you're going to be this voice of reason for this person when you see them doing things that could potentially sabotage their life. And so is that a role? Is that a responsibility of a partner? Or is that like more of a mentor or a coach or a therapist? My therapist is the one that usually takes responsibility for helping me to identify self-sabotaging traits and stopping them. So I'm not saying you can't be a therapist type to your partner, but are you committed to adding that to your role moving forward? Or do you want to put some accountability back on them?
In dating, I would definitely put all the accountability back on them. It's not my job to keep you regulated, it's not my fucking job. That's the job of a husband. So for Janae, for sure, babe, hey, what's going on? Everything good? You need to talk about it. In dating, listen, if you don't want to talk, cool. Cool, but you know how I move. So I need communication. If you can't do that,
so stay there. So now they're not communicating, and let's go back to what you said a few minutes ago. Yeah. Do we then explain, hey, because you're not communicating, you're not going to hear from me as much, or do you just carry on with life as usual and communicate with the people that are communicating?
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It depends on the person, bro. If I was at one point really invested in this person dating, and I really thought like, hey, this is gonna go somewhere and all of that, then yeah, I would take time out to say, hey, you know what? I've mentioned how much I need communication out of relationship, out of dating, and it doesn't seem that right now you can give me that. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it pushing. I would do that. But sometimes some women, you just won't hear from me. Like, yeah, nigga. What?
Yeah.
But the person I would communicate that with, you've gotten to a certain level or a certain place and a certain amount of access to me to where now I feel comfortable giving you a reason why I'm moving different. But everybody don't get that. Nah, hell nah.
So my sister said that there's a quote that says successful people make decisions quickly. And I think there is something to be said about being decisive. I think that even when a woman may not like the decision that you made, she respects the fact that you made a decision.
Yeah.
Because that is still a form of clarity. A mature woman does. When me and Mike went to the man cave at my church, they talked about one of the 4 things that women really love is a decisive man. Yep. Being able to say, and sometimes that decisiveness is like, oh, this not gonna work for us. Not gonna work for me. And so I think that just understanding that people are really trying to do what's best for them and not taking it so hyper personal when they don't think it's you that's best for them.
It ain't got nothing to do with it, man. I'm really glad you said that, bro. Because I feel like people do hyper focus on, oh, she's not doing this because of me, or oh, he's not making this decision because of me. How about we step outside of ourselves and really, really take a look at why that person is making the decision? Like you said, it may be because, hey, I need to focus on my mom who's dying right now. I don't have time to sit here and try to build a relationship. I got to give all my time to this. Or I got to give all my time to my work right now. I got to give, my kids, whatever the case may be. It ain't always about you. It ain't always about you.
And I think that when you find yourself caring about somebody, I think the true evidence of a sincere care is that you want to see them do well, even when you don't benefit from it.
Yeah, you said that before, and that's factual. That's a
You know what I'm
factual
saying to you? My brother gets offered a job and it's in a different state. If my first mind is, what about our brother time? What about what we had planned?
Yeah.
I would question the level of love I have for you.
That's so that man, that's so good. That's so good. And and it's so funny, in the relationships that I have currently, like the people that I call brother or sister or my wife, in those relationships, that aspect of that relationship has been tested. And it's so interesting how those are the moments that stick out to me to let me know, like, okay, this is solidified, because this person easily could have went left, or this person could have just been like, all right, I'm out, or this, you know what I'm saying? But because, the relationship has been tested and stood that test and passed that test, like these are how like you have those. How long y'all been friends? Oh, we've been friends for 45 years, or we've been married for 30 years, and things like that, man.
And I think it switches from the them to the us, right? It's and this is when I learned a little bit later in life. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, there are certain women I'm going to come across that want to see me win, and then there are certain ones that only want to see us win. And they both sound the same, or they sound good on the surface, but when you get down to it and start to recognize that there's some sacrifices that come along with care and with love, and one of them is personal invested interest, self-interest. When people start to push that aside so that you can be good, you got to value those people a little bit more, because the personal sacrifice that they're making about what they hope for and what they wanted, not that it's going to damage them, but it would have been nice. But what's even nicer is to see you totally aligned with your purpose. And it's a little bit of suffering they endure as they support you get to exactly where you want to be. That's love, man.
Man. That's good. That's really good. That's, man. Dang.
And with that, our last video of the night.
The best love you can give someone is learning how they want to be loved. I feel like so often we give the way that we want to feel back, but it's not supposed to work like that, because there are no two people on this earth who are the same, and that goes for affection. You can't project your feelings and then expect this connection, because listen, you might find love in the big moments, the birthdays, the anniversary, but they might find love when you remember what ratio of milk to pour in their coffee, and they might find love in the simplicity of you showing up on time. If you're going to give someone love, put it in a place that they can find. Don't just give the love that you want to receive. Notice what kind of love that they need.
I love that video so much, man. I love that video so much, man. Because I've heard and women have told me, what, how do you don't ever show me, or how do I know that you love me, or do you love me? That's another question. Do you love me? And sometimes in my mind, I'm thinking, how can you not see it? I used to think, how can you not see it? And then I realized over time and therapy and all these things, they couldn't see it because they were looking for their type of love and not how I'm showing my type of love. They discarded the way I was showing love because it didn't show up the way they wanted it to show up. And that's not how love works. You're gonna disappoint yourself if you're thinking that, you like these grandiose gestures, but I'm more of a, I cleaned up the house for you today. I show love because in my version of showing love, I wanted to lighten your load for the day. I wanted to make sure when you got home, all you had to do was lay down and take a nap. No, I didn't get the 20 red roses and get a limo and take you out to the fanciest restaurant. Maybe that's what you would have done, but I'm not you. And so many people want love the way they want it, not the way their partner or their person is displaying it. And if that is how you want it, communicate what you need, communicate what you want. And maybe we can, change some things up or switch some things up. But also, I feel like that you should be appreciative of a person that's willing to go that extra mile for you in whatever way that they are going that extra mile for you. Even if it's time. I'm not giving my time to everybody else. I'm giving my time to you, and you don't appreciate it because it don't look like what you think it should look like. But I'm here with you.
This might be a little bit longer conversation than I thought it was going to be. So let me tell you why. Because Ray said I definitely agree with the video. Have them in conversation with the family recently. Asked, how do you want to be loved? So what I'm hearing you say is that people should learn to appreciate love however it's given to them. And the video is saying, okay.
No, go ahead. And the video is saying?
And the video is saying, learn how to love people the way they want to be loved.
I didn't get that from the video.
Okay, so I'm hearing something different. Janae said, I think we should love our partner how they receive love. So what do you say?
And that's what I'm saying. No, that's what Janae said. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that. So I'm saying that that because I'm showing you love and you're not receiving it because it doesn't look like what you want it to look like. So I think I'm saying the opposite.
Yes. So that's why I'm saying you're saying the opposite of the video.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm looking at this conversation like, oh, this might be an interesting one because you gave the video, so I thought you were giving it because you agree.
Yes, I'm saying
you're saying that people could potentially be missing out on acts of love because they're only looking for it the way that they want it.
And you know why it resonated me? When he said that sometimes the love comes in just how much milk to pour in the coffee. That may not be what you want. You may want, Starbucks with the croissant. Oh, you didn't give me the croissant that goes with it that I usually like. So you know what I mean? But I got your order just right. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that I hyper focused on.
This is interesting. Okay. So my sister said, I used to be guilty of this. I would do it I would do it to show an example of what I would like for the person to show me. I've learned now to communicate, Mike's voice, what I'd like to communicate. She said it your way. What I'd like to have my partner to convey.
Yeah,
it goes back to a few podcasts ago. Do the work because relationships require work. It's work to learn what someone needs.
It is.
So this is interesting because I'm hearing a lot. I'm trying to figure out where I land. Right, I'm hearing learn how your partner learned to give the love that your partner is looking for, so that it's in their language. It's spoken to in their language. They can see it. They can appreciate it. And then I'm also hearing learn how to see how your partner is showing you love their way, even if it's not the way that you want.
There it is. And I think both. If we can, yes. Go ahead.
So where I'm landing is however you see love, expand your view.
Yeah, I mean that's well said. Well said. Because I think that encompasses both.
But how do you do that is the question. It sounds great. Like, okay, push the button, expand my view. How do you expand your perception of acts of love?
I think it's intention, bro. I think it's intention. I think that it's not, it wasn't, I didn't like start dating Janae and just automatically, start loving her. I had to pay attention. I had to ask questions. We had to have conversation. I had to pay attention some more. I had to see how she like if we her family or friends did something for it, how she accepted their versions of love. I had to do my homework on my partner to be able to tailor the way that I show up for her. You know what I'm saying?
So you didn't require her to just say, listen, this is how, if I, come home, that is love. Like, you didn't require her to value that because that's what you like to do.
No, not at all, man.
Okay.
It's so interesting to me how you just said that. And in my mind, being in the marriage that I'm in, it sounded so selfish because I think for me, I'm the type of person, if not saying that I don't need anything, but I'm the kind of person that if Janae is good and I see her thriving, I see my family thriving. We just had this conversation, I think on Tuesday. For me and for some men, our biggest joy is to see our family thriving. The most relaxed and at peace I feel is when I know my family is good. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel, and then they're showing their appreciation for that, the way they show it. Janae may show it by cooking a meal. Denham may show it by making sure his chores and his room is clean. That's, you know what I'm saying? It don't have to look like, oh, we bought you this new TV that you wanted. It don't got to look like that.
And even if it looks like you were about to say, Denham shows it by doing his chores, something you asked him to do. I think that you'll sometimes see how people are trying to show you love in arguments. Cause they'll be like,
I like that. Yeah.
At least a child could be like, well, at least I'm not on crack. Yeah. I did that for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause they are comparing their good behavior to their other friends who don't necessarily have good behavior. Your wife could be like, well, at least I don't come home with a bad attitude. Like, that's how I show you I love you. I check my attitude before I come in the house. But again, you could probably think your wife is just the kindest, nicest person ever. But I think that the idea comes down to knowing where effort is being applied, because ultimately the acts are appreciated not always because of what value they bring, but because of what effort that drives them.
Agreed, bro.
I may not care about you going, before you come in the house every day, you pick up all the trash in the front yard. But the moment you start conveying to me that I always do this before I come in the house because I think that it represents this castle that you created for us. Like, oh, all right, babe. Like, dang. Like, and that would have never been something I would have asked for.
Oh my God. That's so good. I'll tell you about it after the show. That's so good that you just said that.
So one of my friends texted me and said, it's about staying observant and being a student to your partner, right? As you're in this thing. And so I'm going to read what Ray said. He said, to be honest, it actually works both ways. Learn what someone needs, but also you should be able to accept how someone gives.
Yes.
And when I talk about what is it, how do you expand your perspective of acts of love? One, it starts with communication. How do you show love?
Always.
Go back to even like when they were a child. Like, how did you know? A great question would be able to ask, how did you know that your parents loved you? How did you know that your best friends loved you? That's asking good, those questions can start to help you identify where people learned to verify love. And of course, it could have evolved over time, but some of those deeper seeds remained there. Like, that was my best friend because when I got into a fight, they jumped in with me. And every time a bully approached me, they stood there with me. Like, and then you start to understand that for you, showing up is love, even if you don't do anything. Like for me, people, my birthday's coming up and people want to do these big old things, but that's not how I verify love. Although when they do it, I have to really, okay, thank you. Like I have to acknowledge it and appreciate it. Like I don't have to, but I try to make sure I acknowledge it and appreciate it because I see their effort. At the same time, what's going to reach me is the way that I verify love. And the only people who reach me with their effort are those who ask, how can I be reached? I'll appreciate all that you do, but don't be mad if it doesn't reach me, because these are the things that reach me. Those things I appreciate, but these are the things that reach me. That's why I think it's good to know both.
That's good, bro. That's it right there.
I asked Mike, I told Mike for my birthday, I told Mike, I want to come over and I want you to teach me how to make steaks. If anybody knows me, they know that I love to learn new things. Mike was like, oh, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you know, you want my wife, you want your sister to put some sides together and stuff like that. So I didn't ask for her. I asked for you to teach me this thing. And I told Mike in the car, I said, if you decide to throw a surprise party for me, as soon as I see the people, I will leave and I'm not going to come back.
This is a true story.
I'm not
true story.
I'm not sure if Mike thought I was playing or not, but I was dead serious. Now I will the next day say, hey, appreciate you guys, but I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that was about me. Even though in some ways it was, but I will show the appreciation, but that doesn't reach me.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are upset that you don't show appreciation the way they wanted you to show the appreciation. You didn't show the love the way that I wanted you to show the love. So now we both disappointed when we could have just been like, thank you. Just thank you. I appreciate what you did, but don't have these high expectations of this is going to blow their minds. How do you know that? Who told you that?
That's good. Yeah. Who told you? Who told you? That's facts. I like it.
So that conversation can go on, and I think it should. Maybe we'll pick up there next week.
Yeah, because it's a good one, man.
We got a question on there. Carrie says, so how do you convey those acts and efforts? Do you list it every day? I think that when we talk about, I think your wife just said it. She said, remain a student of your partner, stay observant. I think the reason is the stay is in there because they're evolving. So how they could be reached when you first married them may change over time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? So staying committed to the conversation, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You used to like this, but you don't seem to really be into that anymore. Like you could make Mike's day with buying him some Gentleman Jack a few years ago.
Yeah.
Not no more.
Not even close.
Stay a student. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you could
good.
Back in the day, buying Mike some 5-inch running shorts, he would have just like, what the hell is this? Now he trying to show them legs off because he hitting legs twice a week in the gym. But you got to stay a student to know these things.
Why would that be an example though?
Because you've been showing off in the gym. Your shorts are shorter than mine. Just want to let the people know.
Nobody's shorts are shorter than yours. Let's be clear. And nobody's shirt at this point, nobody's shirts or shorts are shorter than yours, sir. Top and bottom.
Welcome to the midlife crisis, nigga. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue this conversation next week. But
that's a good one.
At the end of every episode, we like to leave you guys with a resource. And what that resource is the Suicide Crisis Hotline. If you're struggling with any kind of depression, suicidal thoughts, or just struggles in areas of how to develop your emotional intelligence, how to learn how to communicate in areas of conflict, or how to give language to what you're feeling and thinking, learning your love language, it could be anything. I've learned recently that the people who answer the phone can counsel you right there on the spot. You don't even have to wait to be transferred to somebody else. If you just want somebody to listen, they actually will just listen to you. Something that you sometimes can't even get from your friends. So call this number. It is a resource. And as we pray tonight, I am really going to hyper focus on calling that number 988 because I got a call before the show, and without giving too much information, someone very close to me, there was a suicide attempt, and they're in that subject just always gets under my skin. They're in ICU. So take this seriously, man. If you know somebody, or even if you think somebody is struggling with depression, even if you have the faintest of thoughts, call 988 to identify, like, hey, I've been noticing this and I'm wondering if this is something I should be concerned about. Especially men. Not because men are more important, but because in the society we live in, there's a greater there's been a greater inherited demand on men to put on a face, to put on a mask. But there are telltale signs that every human being shows when there's struggle emotionally or mentally. And if you ever get a feeling like my mom saying, yo, Mashana, call this number 988 and see if you can just get some guidance on, hey, is this normal for people to, do this kind of stuff? And they may be able to give you some of the guidance and even some of the language, because sometimes the last thing those people need is your encouragement. Encouragement can push people into a corner. When somebody feels like they're already failing at life, and then you tell them to just be happy, and
be strong.
They can't seem to do that. If it honestly just feels like something else they're going to fail at. So it's a very tactical way to approach it. And if you reach out to the professionals, they can help you with it. So that's my little TED Talk tonight for mental health. All right.
Yeah.
You got anything else, bro?
I got nothing, man.
All right. Who praying tonight? I got it.
You got it? You want me to get it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Father, first of all, I want to thank you, Lord, for what this day represents for those that are believers, Lord, your resurrection. In that resurrection, we were all able to have the opportunity to get to know you, Lord, and to get to serve you. We just thank you right now for Donovan's loved one who is going through only you know, Lord, and we just thank you for being there with them, for the people, the people or persons that are surrounding that person, that you will use them and speak through them, and that you will speak to this person and show them your love, show them your light, and let them know that there's another way, Lord. And that goes for anybody that's battling depression, anybody that's thinking of thoughts of suicide or harming themselves or harming other people, that you would just show them that there's another way, Lord. We thank you that you put your arms and you put your love around us and surround us as we go throughout the week, Lord. We thank you for being kind and having kind hearts for your people, Lord, with all the BS that's going on in the world, Lord. We thank you that in you we can find kindness, and we can expose the enemy that wants to get us to overreact, that wants to get us angry, that wants to get us to pop off at our boss or at our kids or whatever the case may be, Lord. We just thank you for being the great God that you are as we go throughout the week. We thank you for surrounding us with your angels, keeping us safe, Lord. And God willing, we will see us back here again on Sunday, Lord, with your blessings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hey to the man.
Sure.
Legitimate. We appreciate y'all. We identify and verify love by you showing up. So we'll see you next week.
2 Chainz.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me.
Come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name.
Maybe this will help.